Fortunate there, Yuling in the first point, just caught the top of the net, trickled over. First point for China. It's interesting then on the return of serve how Kim Song-hee came under the ball, but she came across it as well. So there was backspin, side spin, very clever variation from Kim. And she really did butcher that ball. Fast accelerating wrist, cutting underneath the ball fizzing with backspin. She'll be disappointed with that one. That was a good service. The ball popped up, but she missed the forehand topspin.
And again, she misses. Do you think she's just a little over-anxious to finish that point off? A few nerves, perhaps?
Sometimes it takes the defender just a little while to settle into the game, because of course they're having to play two different games, the defensive game and the attacking play. Just take her maybe a few points to settle in. Uncharacteristic errors there for Kim. It's interesting tactically to watch the racket in Kim's hand. She's playing with two different surfaces. The black side has got a pimple surface. The red side is a smooth side. She'll always serve with the red side of the racket, whether she serves backhand or forehand. And then in the rally, she'll keep the black side on the backhand, the red side's on the forehand, and she'll look to topspin with the red side of the racket when she gets an opportunity. There you saw exactly that. She spun the back round in her hand immediately after the service, because on that occasion she served with the backhand. She wants the reverse rubber. The reverse rubber is very good for generating spin, a little bit more difficult to control the spin. So here she goes. You can see there clearly the red side on the backhand. As soon as she serves, she'll spin the back round in her hand. There it goes. So the black side now on the backhand.
That time she finds her mark with the attacking forehand.
It's interesting, when the rally develops, the red side is the best side for varying the spin, but it's the more difficult side to control the ball. The black side, the pimple side, very good for generating backspin, but not good for varying the spin. So there's pros and cons with either side of the racket. Important that tactically Kim uses it to maximum effect. Lifted the ball a little bit more than she had to. She thought there was more backspin. Difficult to see, of course, because the point of contact was below the table. Couldn't quite see where she hit the ball. Did she come under it and impart backspin? Did she go down the back of the ball? Send it back with very little spin on it. Again, exactly the same pattern as we saw earlier. The service with the red side turns the back round, then the forehand topspin straight down the line. And so far this is anybody's game, 6 points apiece, as we are around the middle of this first game. Honours shared. Well placed forehand topspin there. A lot of speed. Chinese bench there, very happy with that one. Lee Sun, the coach for the Chinese ladies. Kong Ling Hui was the women's coach, the former Olympic and world champion. Lee Sun taken over the role. Big shoes to follow. Kong Ling Hui.
Oh, what a rally from Kim Song-hee. certainly can generate a lot of pace.
Well, this isn't disappointing us so far. Nip and tuck, some great rallies, a lot of tactics out there. Bats spinning round, variation in spin. But that's going to be a tactic from Yuling, that fast topspin into the body. Often the soft one brings the defender into the table, then the fast one into the body.
Well, absolutely nothing in this opening game, going point for point, quality points too.
Yuling definitely having problems against the Kim serve, just not quite reading the spin, but now it's Yuling with her 2 serves to come.
Fascinating rally there. Just the sort of shots that Kim was delivering to her opponent.
It's interesting, isn't it, to see that Kim is playing everything into Yuling's forehand, not playing down the backhand. Or certainly during that rally, it was everything back forehand to forehand, actually. Again, the fast one to the middle of the table from Yuling. However, 9 points apiece. The advantage has to be with Kim. She has her serves to come. I think we'll see the backhand serve, and she'll look to follow in with that forehand topspin. She's done it successfully, 3 or 4 points already. Here we go. The red side. Spin the back round.
Game point now for Yuling. With that one drifting long.
9, 10.
Yuling just a bit distracted then by the noise from the crowd. Always got to expect the noise, but it suddenly built up as Kim was about to serve.
And she takes it. Devastating return, 11 points to 9. Yuling prevailing in what was a nip and tuck opening game. The gold medal match in the women's team event.
Again, it's that noise. If she's not careful, they'll start doing it deliberately to annoy the crowd, so... Fascinating as you go around the world with table tennis. Of course, in China, 20,000 people watching is not unusual, and so she should be used to noises, I would have thought, Yuling, but clearly the fact that it's just raising up just before the service has affected her concentration. Lee Sun on his feet. He's happy with the start. 2 points to 0. China lead.
Nice short serve from Yuling. All her way in this second game. Kim is on the board now.
Yuling will feel a lot more confident now, having won that first game. Settling into a rhythm, 4-1 up, reading the spin very confidently now. Handling the serve better. Kim, though, fighting for every point. Clenched fist, punches the air in delight as she takes that point. PRK. Players renowned for their fighting spirit. And as you mentioned, Kerrin, their rankings certainly don't reflect their ability, and you did highlight the reason why they don't get out of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea that often.
Well, Kim Song-hee has only played 24 matches officially this year, which is not a lot. Does very well when she does play. 4 of her best 5 performances have been in Pyongyang. And Korean Open champion in 2016, both singles and doubles. Ripper.
Yuling gambled there. She played the forehand from the backhand side, left herself exposed wide on her forehand. And Kim was very quick to expose that area. Made it look quite easy. I can assure you that wasn't. To read the spin, to anticipate the direction, and then to react. Wonderful skills from Kim. Just feel now Yuling's reading the spin. She's focusing mainly on the forehand side of the table. For Kim, playing onto the reverse side, she knows she has a few more problems controlling the spin, although she's got to be careful. She does attack well with the red side of her racket, the reverse side. She's had a few problems returning that backhand service. 6-4. China lead. Ready for the forehand topspin down the line. It's a shorter target when you go down the line as opposed to on the diagonal. She just overhit this topspin. There she goes. She goes round, spins up the back of the ball, but still she just hit it a fraction too hard. Just needed to brush the ball a little bit more. And well done, Kim. She's kept fighting, 6 points apiece.
All 3 consecutive points going Kim's way. Just when we thought Yuling had settled in, reading the spin, Kim finds something else.
Again, that backhand serve. I think it's just a combination of side spin, backspin. Pretty straightforward. Obviously very good use of the wrist, varying the point of contact between bat and ball. That then varies the spin, and Yuling just not quite reading the spin. Wide into the backhand of Kim. Scores level at 7 points apiece. Kim will be disappointed there. She set that up well. She did a heavy backspin. There it is, the push. She's in with that forehand. It's the perfect tactics. She just didn't quite pull off that attacking shot. Again, just that control with the red side of the racket. The reverse side, good for generating spin, not quite as good for controlling spin. There she goes, the backhand serve with that red side. It's caused lots of problems. Spins the back round immediately.
Well, good patient play from Yuling, working her way to 3-game points. There's one saved in style. That time she landed the forehand.
Again, it's that service. See there on the action replay, that's a little bit high, and that's a super forehand topspin straight down the line. That's what you have to do these days as a defensive player. You've got to have a strong third ball attack service, and if the return's not strong, you've got to get in behind your serve. And there you're looking at one of the best exponents of that in Kim.
There is the second game going to China. About to get underway in his third game. Matches best of 5. There's a good start.
It was a very courageous shot there. That was not a good topspin. Didn't come up high in the air as we'll see on the replay. That's pretty low, but she just drives the ball back. And it's a winner. This time, better placement from Yuling into the body of Kim. But I just have to say very briefly that I might not get a chance later, but I think it's wonderful to see a defender playing at this high level. I think technology has been very much in favour of the attacking players. We got faster sponges, we got harder wood so the ball comes off the bat faster. We've got the glues now that make it quicker. Life's very, very difficult for the defenders. And we were chatting, weren't we, Kerrin, over a coffee about how few defenders there are here. We saw Suhoi Won of Republic of Korea. Malaysia have a young defender, Chang Lee. But apart from that, I don't think there's any male defensive players, and we've just got 1 or 2 female defensive players. It's a great shame. It's a wonderful game to watch, the attacker versus the defender. And I hope technology just readdresses that balance, and we do see a few more defenders like Kim, because it's highly entertaining table tennis, the attacker versus the defender.
And there's a perfect example. Just that different style out there, the way they match up against each other makes it an intriguing battle. Always very entertaining. Oh, good job from Kim to stay in that point and then win it, giving a little bit back with that net caught in return. Good lunge.
A good defensive player has to be prepared to grovel. She grovelled well there, and she won the point. What an angle. Just used the wrist, came across the inside of the ball as well as up the ball. So side spin, top spin, the ball fading out wide to the backhand of Kim. But still, it's the player from DPR Korea who leads by 1 point. Oops, she'll be disappointed with that. Went for that long, fast serve. It's been so effective throughout this match, but didn't quite get the contact between bat and ball that she would have liked. And the service hits the net off the side. 4 points apiece.
Well, it's never a good time to serve a fault just to give the point away. But often you'll see the player lose the next point as well. Now she's looking a little disconsolate as she heads into the timeout.
Yeah, I think for the very reason you said about missing the shot, that the DPR career coach feeling it's a good time for a timeout. Each player gets one timeout. It's a 1 minute break, and it's often used to break the momentum of your opponent. You just feel your opponent's getting on top, the game's drifting away, the match is drifting away. Let's take a 1 minute break. Let's try and break the momentum. And I suspect that's what this one's all about. It also obviously gives you a chance to talk to your player, just reinforce some tactics. And then, of course, when you get back to the table, psychologically it becomes a big point. That first point after the timeout is always an interesting one. And again, I find it fascinating to see when different coaches, different players call the timeouts. A lot call timeout when they're actually serving, so they can think about what serve they're going to do, have a chat with the coach about that. Really is an interesting tactical analysis. Some leave it late in a game, some will call it early in a game. But we've just had it at 2-0, 5-4 down. And Yuling now with her second serve.
4-6.
Kim will be disappointed. At her high level, that will be considered an unforced error.
As with that.
Exactly, that was there.
And really things falling apart ever since she served the fault.
Good attacking shot from Kim. Yuling read the direction well. We see it on the replay. She could quite easily have blocked that one back. Let's see how close it is. Ooh, it's not far off. Only missed by a few millimeters. The shot was great. The placement right onto Zhu Yuling's back gave her half a chance.
Made sure of that one. Lovely top spin down the line.
Now that was a much more difficult shot than she missed earlier. Just look at that, that ball's not that high. The top spin right in the corner of the table. Players playing quite superbly there. Kim played 3 or 4 topspin against topspin. She's playing one of the best topspin players in the world. But she took her on topspin versus topspin. We didn't quite see that part of the rally. It was a long rally. Pity both players can't get a point for that. They both deserved a point, but it was the lady on the screen there, Zhu Yuling, who wins the point, leads 8-6. Fair to say Kim throwing caution to the wind here. Not a bad tactic. As you said before, Karen, she's got to take the chances. I hope they go on and not miss any if she's going to beat Zhu Yuling. She just missed 1 or 2. That's arguably been the difference.
Well, the quality has to be so high to take on the very best players in the world. Match points, 4 of them for Zhu Yuling of China. To end on. Zhu Yuling with all the answers against a very tricky opponent in Kim Song-yi.